Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we have the Awakened Safiya in the game finally. So we're going to go through the skills. First of all, you'll notice I am somewhere different. I am on holidays, so we've got the setup here. So hopefully, audio I was having some troubles with, so hopefully it's okay. But let's get into it. So we did do the little translated skills before, but now we got multipliers and everything like that. And my first impression is she's going to be a crazy support, but also have really good sub damage as like a sub DPS in a team. That's basically what I'm looking at her for. I think she's definitely going to be up there in priorities, but hey, I've been wrong before and that's probably going to happen again, but let's check it out. All right, so for the ultimate Cosmic End, she releases a Star Destroyer from the Void Realm, and you know they had to be long descriptions again for me. Releases a Void Destroyer from the a Star Destroyer from the Void Realm that focuses its energy in the air for 6 seconds, then damages all enemies for 320% of her attack rating. Each time a control effect occurs while focusing, Star Destroyer stuns enemies for 1 second and deals damage to them for up to 5 seconds. So the way I understand that is during the 6 seconds of focusing, if there's 5 control effects activated in the battlefield, it doesn't say like from allies or enemies, it's going to have an additional 5-second stun tied to it when it deals damage, which also gives her not just good support and good damage, but also gives her good control, which is pretty nice in my opinion, because she's probably going to cycle through this pretty quick, I think, when we look at like a maxed out one anyway, if you do invest in it. So we'll have to wait and see. Also, I don't know if it's like an AoE control effect, whether that then scales up and like say Pharrell fears 3 enemies, whether that's 3 stacks or whether it's each control effect that's activated. We'll have to wait and see, but in general it's a pretty solid effect in my opinion. While focusing and when Star Destroyer hits its target, attribute debuffs inflicted by enemy heroes on Safiya are amplified by 250% and evenly inflicted on enemy heroes for 5 seconds. Now I had a quick look, I couldn't really simulate this in the little trial run that we had. I'm not sure if they remove off of her and then apply to the enemies, or whether they stay on her as well and she still takes that negative from it. So I'll have to test that more. Only one Star Destroyer will appear at a time. When entering battle, Safiya gives a mask to all allied heroes. The mask mobilizes allied heroes and prevents them from receiving energy from anyone other than Safiya. We knew about that already. Okay, level 2 for this one. At the start of battle and after the ultimate skill ended, the allied hero with the highest attack will be recognized by Safiya so that they can directly receive an Ember Mask or turn their mask into an Ember Mask. This effect increases the damage dealt by the recognized ally hero by 40%, which is pretty solid, cannot be stacked, and prioritizes an allied hero without an Ember Mask. So basically she ults pretty quick, she's going to keep ulting, and pretty soon, kind of like Mortis, you're going to apply this to the entire team. I'm assuming, like, I feel like there's 2 ways you can play this. I feel like maybe just, I think the main way is going to be just Jura's Call for her. I feel like Jura's Call is just going to be the way to play it, but we'll have to wait and see. While possessing an Ember Mask and causing health loss with the Burning Ambition, which we'll look at in a sec, the hero steals an extra 120 energy points from the enemy and contributes them to Safiya. This effect can trigger once every 1 second. Now, I feel like this is going to like snowball pretty quick in longer fights when we start putting that mask on every ally. Like, I feel like she's going to have crazy regeneration. Level 3, Safiya no longer spends energy to use her ultimate, but instead distributes energy evenly among her allied heroes and increases health loss caused by Burning Ambition by 6 for the next 50. Wait, that's definitely a typo. By 50% for the next 6 seconds. They definitely messed that up. But in general, I think it's a really solid, like there's a ton in that, but that's just one skill. Let's move on to the second one. Safiya deals damage to all enemies facing her of 280% of her attack rating. Each time she wields the skill Ember Erosion, she suffers erosion while and during what? I feel like there's a bunch of typos in this one. She suffers erosion while the it's just me. It's okay. While the duration of most buffs received thereafter are reduced by 1% up to 10%. Honestly, that's not too much of a crippling. For every hero hit by Ember Erosion, she receives 1 dissolve point permanently up to 40 points. Okay, that was a mouthful. let's jump into this is the signature item skill ups, which normally just make it normally act as another skill on Awakened Heroes. Enemies hit by the skill Ember Erosion also suffer a certain degree of erosion for 5 seconds. During this time, the duration of most buffs of the enemies are reduced by 30%. This effect cannot be stacked, but straight 30%, that's not too bad. Enemies suffer erosion for 7 seconds. While enemies suffer erosion, the duration of most of their buffs is reduced by 50%. That's pretty solid. For every hero hit by the skill Ember Erosion, Safiya's attack rating is permanently increased by 5% up to 80%. So those are pretty decent numbers that she gets. And the health loss triggered by the mask is permanently increased by further 5% up to 80%. So you can see she's just like a massive snowball. Like once you start ramping up in longer fights, I definitely think Cursed Realm, I can honestly see some campaign usage in certain teams, in control-based teams. We'll have to wait and see. But in general, I just think Cursed Realm, she's going to be an absolute monster. Let's get into this one. Safiya conjures an obelisk domain in the allied half of the battlefield, in which allied heroes gain 35 tenacity points. While this skill is being used, Safiya is immune to control effects within the domain. Allied heroes that possess Ember masks are immune to control effects when their energy percentage is higher than 60%. So we'll see how that works out. I mean, it's a bit RNG based, but it's still not bad to have an extra effect in it. Now, when I tested this, it feels like I don't think this actually goes away. It's not like traditional Safiya where it's got a limited time. This just like goes forever. Increases until she dies, that is. Increases allies' attack in the domain by 40%. Once again, a solid attack increase, and she's got her other attack increase that's going to snowball on herself. Safiya is immune to control effects when her energy percentage is higher than 60%. And I think she's going to sit there for a while when we look at the rest of her kit, how it like just stores the energy and distributes it among the allies when she's at capped. If an enemy hero dies in an obelisk domain, Safiya recovers their attack rating, defense rating, and remaining energy and distributes it evenly to allied heroes. The maximum recovered amount cannot exceed 150% of her corresponding initial attributes. It's nice. The limit of 150 is kind of annoying, but it's still pretty nice buff. So, I mean, it is honestly a lot, but it's her initial. So it's not her, like, it's not including any other buffs that she has. It's her base stats. I'm pretty sure that's the way it's calculated. Or her stats entering battle. So including gear and everything like that. Moving on from that, we have Guardian's Gift. Every 7 seconds, allies in the obelisk domain receive a shield equaling 15% of the max health of the enemy with the highest max health for 5 seconds. The shield value cannot exceed 350% of Safiya's attack. It's not a massive shield. Like, when you think about campaign, if it was just a flat 15% without the limiting factor of her attack, it would be like enormous, but it's still okay, I guess. I think this is actually going to be nice for... I feel like she still may have a place in Scramble. We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, it's still not bad having an extra shield. Considering how much other stuff she has in the kit, having a shield, even if it's not the hugest shield, is still solid. If a shield granted by the skill Guardian's Gift is broken, the value of the shield received thereafter is increased further by 15% up to 90%. So I'm assuming that increases this scaling as well. So once again, adding to the snowball factor of it, you can start getting like close to 700% attack shields, which is pretty solid. Then this one is going to be the 60 engraving. Heroes with Ember masks can receive all effects within the domain, even when they are outside. For allied heroes with shields granted by the Guardian's Gift skill, the health loss caused by Burning Ambition is further increased by 50%. Honestly, this Burning Ambition is going to deal tons. So let's get into Burning Ambition and actually see what that is. When an ally uses an active skill other than the ultimate, they trigger a mask or Ember mask that attacks the enemy hero with the highest attack rating, causing them to lose health equal to the sum of 50%. That's honestly not too bad. 50% and 50% of the attack ratings of the corresponding allied hero and Safiya. It's honestly pretty solid. When the enemy hero is hit, Safiya recovers 100 damage, 100 additional energy points. The effect can trigger only once every 1 second. This is pretty frequent though. Safiya's excess energy is distributed evenly among her allied heroes. So this is pretty stacked. I said it in my previous one. I don't think you can afford to run her without this. if you have multiple Awaken heroes in the team. I feel like this is like the most important part of her kit. And having everything revolve around it. So that is that. Honestly, like I said, I think she's going to be very, very potent. I don't know who the damage of the mask counts towards, whether it's her or the allies. And I think that's really going to contribute to whether she does massive damage or whether it's her allies, because if it all counts to her, she's just going to like top charts left, right, and center. But let's see if we can get this to load. I just loaded this instance, so I've just downloaded the patch. So sometimes clicking on stuff like trials is going to take a minute. Okay, so let's take a look at the skills. Let's put it on auto. There's that field coming up. So let's take a look. She's attacking. You can see the one up the top has like the I forgot what the Awaken mask is called or whatever. And the one down the bottom has the weaker mask. But that's the alt animation. Like, look at this thing. Look at this thing charging. It looks sick. I think they've done a fantastic job of that. And just nukes the whole board. Honestly, it looks pretty cool. And she's generating a ton of energy because she's killing all these little guys. So it probably won't be this quick. Maybe later on it will. But in general, I think it looks sick. They've done a great job. Let's bounce out and let's go do the trial run. All right, let's jump here. Enter. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Put her back. Do Ulna, you, and you. Something like that. I think that's okay. Should be fine, yeah. Let's put on 1x speed. Was it still on 1x speed? Okay, let's take a look. So Leica has the mask. Leica has the mask at the moment. We're charging the ultimate. And everything's dead before we even fully charge. And it was all Safiya. Dude, I feel like she must be getting that mask damage, but honestly, everything just melted. This is a horrible place to test it. We'll have to wait till tomorrow when they actually give us the proper trial version. But in general, I think it's looking pretty promising. We'll have to wait and see. We'll do some more testing. I'll do some summons on my other account and try and pick her up. But we'll definitely be heavily testing the trial version. I think she's really going to help me on the RemOP account as well. Do a bit of a push there. But we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.